Hooray! Hi guys, it's Ugo Lelamotam, also known as Gelo Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new to this live stream, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you'll be notified that Gelo Z post a video. Thank you so much for more than 79,000 subscribers. Na totela sana. In this live stream today, we'll be discussing Miles Sampa, who is the Lusaka mayor that has been suspended today. We've seen the video, obviously, for some of you who've not seen the video, by, is it the local government minister, Charles Banda, where he states that, the office of the Lusaka City Council will be closed for a period of time. And we've also seen a picture of Miles Sampa where he waves goodbye to everybody from the office. And those of you who'd like to be part of this live stream, please join us through the link that I have just shared. And if you're wondering why I'm looking smashing, this makeup was done by Glumville. I had a photo shoot earlier, and I'll be sharing those photos in a few hours' time as well. But first, let's discuss this very, very important subject. I can see already there's Zico Z in the background as well. And the way YouTube works is the moment you upload a video, it tells you where the video is ranked, and immediately I shared that video is already at #1 with so many views from all over. Yes, this is a live stream. For those of you who are joining me for the first time and you've never come across this type of live stream, this is how we do it. So you can join us by sharing as well and joining us on the link. Very quickly, let me add Zico Z. How are you? And remember, each time you come on this platform, you have to reduce every volume of sound from any appliances because of copyright. So any music, please put it down. Thank you so much. So tell me what you think about Miles Sampa being suspended.
Miles Sampa being suspended is something I don't know. These guys, what they're planning, because that man is really hard working. So they are trying to at least hide us those rubbish things they're doing, because Miles Sampa is a person who has been away from their corruption things, right?
Yeah. Okay, we've lost him on signal. Sometimes signal is poor. Ron Soft Zambia says, please make me understand, perhaps I'm too dull. Minister of Health was not suspended, but how come Miles? And these are the things that we keep on talking about, when it comes to our current government, where, we are supposed to be treated fairly and equally, but, some are more equal than others. Dr. Chilufya awarded $17 million to a pharmacy which doesn't exist. And he went to, the police cells for a few minutes, and he was already given bail, and he was already in Parliament saying what he has to say. So we don't understand what's going on. Why has Miles Sampa been suspended? We don't understand. So Rebecca is asking, Kenneth is saying, ask them why they are quiet about Forest 27. Jean Kapata has a plot in that forest. Let me add somebody called Brilliant, who's at the back, obviously, of the studio, that wants to join the stream. How are you? Please remember to all sound in your background because of copyright from YouTube. Otherwise, you won't be able to enjoy these live streams anymore. Reduce every in your background. Hi, good son, how are you? Even TVs have to be off. TVs have to be off as well, because I can get a copyright strike from YouTube. Otherwise, we will never have any of these live streams. Okay, Young Candy says, I personally don't think Miles was suspended because of those small issues with the old Chinese issue. Dr. Chilufya was supposed to be suspended because that's corruption too. Okay. Brilliant. Are you okay? Or good son, are you okay to speak now? Yeah. My makeup is almost gone now. I had some amazing makeup. I can't wait to share some images with you guys. So Brilliant, what would you like to say about what's going on?
Actually, this one I've just joined, so I'm a little bit behind. I'll catch you up.
Okay. Okay, so you catch up even as we discuss now, yeah? So basically, Mao Sampa has been suspended from office, and he has been told to leave the office. And I saw a video by the local government minister, Charles Banda, that said, he has been suspended. So we are speaking on that. Why should Mao Sampa be suspended? And most people from the diaspora were quite excited with the things that Mao Sampa was doing. The Chinese issue, where Zambian workers were being mistreated, and then he was made to apologize in the first place, where he was apologizing for doing the correct thing, because in his right capacity, obviously, he was able to stop certain things happening. You all know the story, but then he was made to apologize, and now we've seen Mao Sampa shutting down pubs because they're not observing COVID-19 regulations, where people should only be not many in the pub. And I think according to the new laws, is that people need to apply for permission to gather or something like that. Okay. Let's see. So Mleta Kapatiso, how are you? What would you like to say on this live stream about Mao Sampa's suspension? Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Lily. I think all I have to say is that the suspension, legal as it may be, cannot correct the inconsistent, immoral, let me say, cannot correct the morality of the Patriotic Front administration. Because if the Patriotic Front administration was very strong on promoting morality in terms of decision making, the first suspension would have stemmed from one of the topmost, or the topmost head of the administration, the president, is to make sure that a minister that is suspected of corruption would be suspended. But in this case, there is a suspicion coming from the local authority, from the council, and all of a sudden the entire squad is suspended. Okay, so there is power in the hands of the president to appoint and disappoint cabinet ministers. There is also power, the arm of the local government minister, to also do such acts as he has done today. But you see that in the administration of this morality they're trying to preach, because now the narrative they're trying to preach is that they're a responsible government, and should there be suspicion of corruption, there suspicion of illegality, they are ready to act. But then we're seeing that there are times in the past, recently, where we have seen ministers doing a lot of things that just on the moral ground itself cannot be justified. And we haven't seen the head of state or the head of the administration doing something. And yet we are seeing now Mao Sampa and the team going on suspension. I think that's hypocrisy to the deepest. It's hypocrisy, because how do we say, okay, let the law take its course when it's a minister, and then when it's a mayor, we say, okay, we're suspending you today? Why can't we invoke those same powers when it pertains to people like Dr. Chishusha, when it pertains to people like Boma Sambo, and all those that have used their power to make sure that injustice continues to grow and inequalities continue to thrive. And I think it shows also that there are broken links within the Patriotic Front itself, because Mao Sampa, as populist as he may seem now, is part of the Patriotic Front. If you look at his trajectory, he's coming from their background. They accepted him after he left Team UPND and that yellow party that he had at some point. So they accepted him back, and they rode on him to win the mayoral seat. They rode on his popularity
Yes.
from Matero, and everyone liked him to win a mayoral seat for him. So but now that I think he has employed some form of populist ideal, you know, now his actions are appealing to the public. I think not only in Lusaka but elsewhere. I think they feel that he becomes a weak link, because the opposition may begin to eye him, and perhaps he may decide to go back to Matero and take over that seat that other MP that was trying to get into an altercation with the councillor is failing to do. So he's like the weak link here. And now the MP probably, because he wants to validate his statements, because I remember that he said that that Sampa is just an upgraded councillor. So he wants to validate that. And so he uses his power, from my narration, from the narrative that I'm thinking now, he uses his power to contact his group. No, these ministers, local government, they sit together at parliament and probably tells them to see how they can redeem him from the embarrassment that he got from the public, because the public, I mean, social media, if I may say, is standing with Sampa. So there's too much hypocrisy around. That's what there's hypocrisy.
Yeah. Okay, somebody just commented to say that it's not only Lusaka mayor, even the Kitwe mayor as well. Has this been done as a result of, obviously not trying to be blamed about Sampa's suspension only, but then people can say, oh, what about the Kitwe mayor? But we know very well that the person who's been working so hard to shut down, foreign businesses that are not abiding by the COVID-19 rules at the moment is Sampa. So is this a gimmick by closing down the Lusaka, city council and the Kitwe mayor plus city councils? What would you say about that?
Well, and then I say, so there is this thing that is happening currently. So there are certain political personalities that have become darlings of the public, and so their actions are appealing to the people in the community, because they seem to represent what has been missing. That link between elected officials and the people, that humility, that test of being themselves, because most people that get elected tend to change. They want to be very bossy, but these guys have condensed to the level of the people that elected them. KAMGOMBE, for example, most of those that have history with him from the Cobalt University know the quality of leadership that he possesses. Right now, if you go on social media, even on his page, despite him being under the Patriotic Front, there are people that would call him out and congratulate him for being a very magnanimous elected official. Official. These guys don't want personalities amongst themselves that are magnanimous enough, because then they feel that these guys may begin to feel powerful. They may begin to fall on the opposition party side, and it doesn't serve them well. So they would love to have the kind of arrogance of Bowman Lusambo. They want such arrogant people. Yes. They want people that will say, no, you cannot come this side. No, this is our territory. So they don't want guys like Christopher KAMGOMBE. They don't want guys like Sampa who have some professional ethic to their political leadership, So they come with something. They have something to lose. They have something to lose. If Christopher KAMGOMBE behaves in a way that does not befit a graduate from the Cobalt University, that does not befit someone that completed grade 12 and has got a track record for it, his fellow intake mates may come and say, look at you, politics has done this to you. So he has got something to lose, his reputation. The same goes for Sampa. He's a guy that comes from the banking industry, and he's been groomed so much, and probably that's what made him very attractive even to the political circle. So they have something to lose. So these guys don't want people that want to do things the right way. They would rather you become a robot in command. They would rather you are as arrogant as they want you to be. So when these guys try to be very magnanimous, to be very objective, they fight them and they use the weapons that be. And the weapons that be right now is their political power. So they use their political power. They look for ways and loopholes in the law to see how they can invoke and frustrate their members who seem to be objective and seem to have part of the people. Because truth is what? KAMGOMBE is the kind of guy, even if he was a ticket, he may make if he went and as an opposition member of parliament and funds were raised for him to have a perfect effective campaign, he may unseat some of these guys on the core belt. So they don't want that. They want the arrogancy. They want people that stand around to represent the people by the party. They have failed to draw a line between the administering the state issues and controlling the party. To them, these guys are party members, and their number one priority should be the party. What does the Chipani want? So if the Chipani doesn't want you to give these privileges to other members of the public, because they want Chipani to come first. And that kind of behavior is the one that Christopher KAMGOMBE and Mao Sampa have seen to shun from. And that's why they're so arrogant and they want to show them that they're the ones that wield power.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me allow Honorable Ronald Chifunda to say something. How are you, sir? How are you, Honorable?
Hello, good evening, everybody. Yeah, thanks very much for granting me this opportunity. Fine, thanks. Yeah, despite the network is not that very good. On my own view about the suspension of Mao Sampa, I think it's something that has to deal with political grudge within the same party. Because the way I look at Mao is a very hardworking person, and he's got his own way qualities of leadership. In PF government, I took it as if you are hardworking, it's a risk in the PF government. They don't want people who are transparent and hardworking in the PF government. Look at what happened to the Minister of Health over the corruption issue. He wasn't suspended, but look at the mayor and the councillor for KITWE. They have been suspended, which triggers us. I take it as to be very unfair. You see, it must have to deal with the grudge within the party. I think that's my opinion over the suspension of Mao's. If we follow it very well, and again, the same people, especially look at what he has been doing, Mao's, patrolling during the night, getting rid away of the license of those people operating illegally. And those people operating illegally, they have got connection to the big guys there in the government. So it was just a time bomb. So Mao's has been sitting on the time bomb. So they have, Mao's has been sitting on the time bomb. So it's just because those people have got a connection to those people. It's like Mao's has become a threat.
Exactly.
Hello?
Exactly.
Yes, that's
we
my
can hear
opinion
you.
that I can say, I think, for now,
And you see, the last time we saw Kaiser Zulu, the last time we saw Kaiser Zulu fighting Mao Sampa on Facebook, and he was like, look, I don't care whether you've closed Capone's and Chicago's tomorrow, I'm going to be having breakfast, lunch, supper every day in the same place. Meaning, Mao Sampa suspending the license of Capone's or Chicago's, he wasn't happy about that, you know? So it's crazy how they are bringing confusion among themselves. Can we have Lily Mutams?
The confusion which is there, like I stipulated, it's about the big guys who own those clubs and lodges. They are connected to the big guys in the government. But Miles is a very hardworking mayor for Lusaka. And apprehending those licenses, he has become the threat within the party. If you look, for an example, I can give you the club which is owned by Kaiser Zulu, somewhere there. That club which is along the Great East Road there. People there are having fun, are operating, but we are preaching over the COVID and the like. So it means Miles has become a threat to the businesses of the big guys. It's a reason. So he has been sitting on the time bomb. And if we remember very well, that situation for the Chinese, the same minister was there was a wrangle between the minister and Miles, because Miles was was trying to portray something right. Miles was did something right, but it changed the other way around. So in short, I think I can't understand the PF government, what is going on, you know. But it's really unfair, the suspension of Miles Sampa. I'm not in support with that. There have been a lot of issues in the government, big ones, but people have just been left like that. A good example is the Minister of Health. He was supposed to be suspended, but he wasn't suspended. Yeah. Okay. Let me also give chance to other people. Maybe they can say something also.
Can I have, thank you so much. That's a valid, obviously, contribution for the fact that many of us have complained about Dr. Chilufya. Why isn't he being suspended? Is he the only doctor in Zambia? Only he knows why he's not being suspended. Can we have the gentleman that signed in as Lily Motams to speak, please? The one with the hoodie. How are you, my brother? Let's see. Check your sound. Yeah. Check your sound. How are you? I think you need to unmute your sound. You need to unmute your sound. You've muted your sound. Yeah, check your sound. We can't hear you. Try to log back in. Hi, Wiseman. Wiseman, can you stay stable? How are you, Wiseman?
Hey, hi, Lily.
Where are you going?
I'm walking, going home now, but I'm near home, so I will participate when I reach home. Let me just keep on following the program first.
Okay, I'll hide you.
I don't know if it is okay.
I'll hide you for a bit. Okay, so Lily Mutams, Lily Mutams, can you imagine that? Can you unmute your sound and then you speak? Anyone wants to join this live stream? We're talking about the suspension of Miles Sampa and obviously other guys will be suspended. The reason why I titled, some of you know how popular Miles Sampa became, especially on YouTube when we started sharing videos about him. So the rest, we're just getting to know them now. Okay, you can speak, Lily Motams, please. You can speak, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, you can speak.
Yeah. Are you getting me now?
Fine, thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Am I through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this platform. To start with, I think with this, what has happened today over the Lusaka City Council to be suspended, I think to me it's not good. Because why am I saying it's not good? Because we look what's happening this time around, things that have been going around, things that have gone around this country. There's a lot of things that are in that are not good. But unfortunately, to hear that Miles Sampa and his team has been suspended, I think to me it's not good. Because Miles Sampa was elected by the people of Lusaka. He's compared to the minister who was just appointed.
Yes.
So, and again, Miles Sampa is a person who was working according to the constitution of Zambia.
Yes.
Through given by mandate by the people of Zambia or by the people of Lusaka. And to start, this thing which I've said, the all city council KITWE and LUSAKA, they have suspended because of illegal land allocation. I think to me that's not the point. The whole point, they're just hiding on that one. But the whole point is just because what was Sampa was doing to like this time around, like I can say the COVID things that are happening in the country. Yeah, we understand there is this COVID, but now but because these other clubs or these other businesses were operating, seriously, they are not following that here by the procedures or the guidelines which was given by the Minister of Health to start with. So in short, they are just hiding in that issue of land allocation, but in actual sense, it's not a big issue which they have suspended the whole city council. And to me, I think as Zambians also, we need to be serious. I think we need to wake up also in our minds as well to see why these things happening like this. I think it's a wake up call to the people of Zambia or even us youth, so that we can see how these people, why are they doing like this. It's like, to me now, they don't want that person who's connected to the people or who was elected by the people of Lusaka or the people of Zambia. They just want things which they think they can do in their own hands without following the right procedure. I think to me it's disappointment to hear that Sampa suspended. He's a man of people. He's a people who like the people of Lusaka, who work for the people of Lusaka. I think that's my few contribution of that issue of suspension of Sampa.
Okay, thank you so much. And obviously, with what we've just heard from our brother is that Sampa has been suspended. Even though the KITWE mayor has also been suspended, both offices. My belief is that because of what Sampa has been doing, everyone else has received the punishment of illegal land allocation and all those things, because we've seen Sampa working so hard on social media. We've seen him help people who are struggling. Why should Sampa be suspended? Let me read some few comments before people come in. So Chevron says confusions in this government is such a shame. Bana V says, we all know it's not land issues because of the bars. He's been closing the bars, and like the other gentleman said, the big guys that are well connected to the top guys are the ones who've obviously put pressure on Sampa, and these are the things that we talk about when we want to see change in our country. And then, the moment somebody is trying to push something that will bring change, no, somebody else is saying, no, we don't want what you're doing. And that is why it's important that even as, Zambian citizens, we should think right about the next election. We need to look for candidates that we know will change everything about Zambia. Are we in a democracy? We are the ones who voted for Sampa. People in Lusaka, people, you voted for Sampa to be a mayor. It was a huge contest. Peterson was number 3. Others were fighting for the same position. Only for somebody else to suspend him. It doesn't even make sense. Let me read another comment from Major Austin Shan. Says we need to wake up our minds, Zambian people. So whoever is here and wants to say something, let me see who's here with me. Please make a comment. Is it Grants or Chikwaya? Grants or Chikwaya, if you would like to say something, please. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I just wanted to ask, what are the implications of a suspension? Because I'm trying to understand what suspension exactly means. Is it over a certain period of time, or is the individual being effectively fired?
No, that's suspension means you are no longer going to perform the duties of your role, which is, Mao Sampa working as a mayor of Lusaka. So he's left his office for now for the next 3 months, But another thing that we can look at is, for the next 3 months, there's a lot of things that will be going on. And for me, I will say this, the PF government have shot themselves in their leg. Because you see, Mao Sampa is the giant of PF at the moment. That is, showing that, look, we can do this as a patriotic front. We are helping change things. We don't allow people to disobey the rules of Zambia. And then he is suspended. Now, everybody is watching. Every voter is watching right now. And they're wondering, if Mao Sampa can be suspended, the person that we've had hope that, okay, let's give the Patriotic Front the benefit of a doubt, things will change, he is suspended. He is suspended. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Can I
you can speak. Yeah.
For
and
the suspension of an elected official.
1 minute as well. Nyota also added that suspension is to allow for investigation, meaning there will be an investigation, obviously, being carried on.
In the order of 3 months.
Yes, but Dr. Chilufya should have been suspended as well, because he has corruption allegations and he's even attending court. Carry on, Chikwaya or Grants. Is it Chikwaya? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Chikwaya here. For my understanding, I'm not very informed in the political realm, but I was not. Shouldn't there be procedures that come forth for a person who's elected by individuals for his suspension without an explanation? I don't get it, because from what we learned in classes at school, suspensions have to be explained to the people. The investigation comes after an allegation, but there are no allegations which I've heard of so far. We just heard he's been suspended without an allegation. So you have to accuse a person before you give a suspension, but there are no accusations that I've heard so far.
Well, apparently, there's been some illegal land allocation. That's what they are using. But, from my perspective of what has been going on in Zambia, where we've seen Mao Sampa being subjected to apology, towards the Chinese, I believe even this suspension is as a result of what he has been doing. He has shut down a lot of pubs. He has taken licenses from many pubs. And, he's been doing operation on night. Yeah. Grants, how are you, Grants? You can say something, please.
Thank you so much, Lily. Good to see you.
Welcome. Yeah, you can say something, Grant.
What I can simply say is that the suspension of our great mayor of the city of Lusaka and that of Honorable KAMGOMBE has come not because these people have involved in illegal land dealings, but because some people within the PF are trying to fix.
Carry on. Carry on. Maybe we've lost him. Chikwaya, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You see? So the suspension of Mao Sampa to say the Lusaka City Council has been involved in the illegal land dealings. It might be true to some councillors because we are staying in Lusaka and we've been seeing it, but not to the mayor himself. So the best thing to do for the PF is to accept that they've failed us, the citizens of this country, and leave us in peace as they get office in 2021. So there's no way you can suspend a city council for 3 months. How are they going to, who is going to carry the activities of the city council when there are already arrears of unpaid salaries to their workers? So now plus the 3 months, how is going to survive? Those are some of the issues that you need to be looking into. Just yesterday, there were introductions of
Carry on.
Can I say something here?
Yeah, you can, because Grants, we are losing you on the signal, please. Grants, we're losing you on the signal. I don't know why.
Okay, Square here. I think it shows the power we do not have as citizens of this country, because an elected official without any real okay, how can I put it? Real debate has already been suspended, even without putting it on an actual platform for people to talk about. It just
It is not more for Madam.
Okay, just hold on. Let me add Grants back.
What's happening?
Hi, Grants.
Can you hear?
Grants, yes.
Okay, let me just finish my point. I know I have to conclude.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, my appeal to the people of Zambia and the people of Lusaka and the Copper Belt is that this time around, no matter how good that song will sound, the beats of it, even if it is going to come from heaven, we are going to dance quite all right, but we are going to use our brains to vote wisely and remove this kind of leadership that is full of mediocrity, full of interference in the operations of others. There is no respect for the rule of law. We are sick and tired, and it is high time we, the youth, united above our political affiliations and work towards they are moving out of power to leave this country in peace before we don't have a Zambia to talk about. Some of us who only have one country, our colleagues have got Malawi to learn to. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I like the point that Mr. Grant has just said. You know, some of us don't have other places to run to, like Malawi, Zimbabwe, or whatever. We only have Zambia to run to. And this is why, you know, when I said I wanted to run as a member of parliament in Zambia, and people were fighting me to say I'm not Zambian. Guys, Zambia is my country. No, even if I go to a place.
Natural TV. Machumba ndepange chumba. Natural pa TV.
Sorry, I don't know what's happening with the network. You know, I don't know what's happening with the network. No, Zambia is our country. You know, regardless of where we go in the diaspora, there is no place like home. Let me allow our gentleman here to speak. The one, Marcel, how are you?
I'm fine, Lily. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
Flo.
Seems the network is kind of a little bit poor.
Yeah, they're playing with our network now.
Yeah. I just hope our message is going to be heard and everything. I want to talk about the Lusaka city saga and the KITWE between Sampa and the KAMGOMBE issue. You know, it's really saddening that people who are elected into office can be subjected to such kind of, like seriously, how can the minister do that to? Everyone knows how hardworking Sampa is and how KAMGOMBE is, how hardworking they are. But why should the minister do that to them? Like seriously, Okay, it only shows that time for PF is up. Time is up. So no matter what they do and everything, time is up for them. Because like there's disorganization in their yard, so they have to put their house in order. Otherwise, no one is happy about what is going on. Okay, because Sampa is fighting so hard. Look at what he has done for the COVID-19. Look at how hard he has been fighting in Lusaka. Where was the minister? He was busy in his backyard, in his house, enjoying his luxurious everything lifestyle. But look at Sampa is waking up 0302. He's busy, patrolling and making sure that people are abiding by the COVID-19 rules. Okay. And then all of a sudden they say no, he's suspended, for 3 months. That's not fair. That's not fair. Sampa is elected. He's not appointed. There should be a difference between elected and appointed. Sampa is elected into office by the people of Zambia. Charles Banda is elected. At any given time, he can be fired. He can be suspended. Okay?
Yeah.
So some things which are happening in Zambia, it's a high time that most of us youths, we wake up and let's not be used. No matter what they do and everything, let's wake up and open our eyes and see what is right and what is wrong. That's what I had to say, Lily.
Oh, thank you so much. I like this point from Lucky. I have to read it out because it's very powerful. Lucky says, no song will change Lucky's mind. Lucky from Chirundu says, Auntie Lily, no song will take my vote in 2021. So this is a time for us to wise up, as to what's going on in Zambia. The mayor of Kitwe and the mayor of Lusaka both have been suspended. And I know these are very hardworking people. And we've seen how Given Luwenda has been trying to push the agenda of Bill 10. And, people like Sampa, who are very influential, have never even mentioned Bill 10 before. Even Mr. KAMGOMBE as well, they've never mentioned Bill 10. And these are the people who attract the youth, especially Sampa. Sampa attracts the youth so much with the work he does. He goes on ground, he goes to the level of where people are staying, and he's there, pushing without even considering the fact that, look, he could be in his office if he wants the whole day and be answering phone calls, but he's there on ground assisting people. Well, I'm sure Boba TV will carry on from his residence. Nobody can stop him because people know his house, and he will carry on helping people as he has been helping them. Because I don't think they'll stop him from helping people because that's his nature,
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Can we have Stanley? Stanley, please, if you guys come on this live stream, you need to sit up because we have people from all over the world that watch these live streams. So if you are sleeping, they'll feel like sleeping as well. Okay, Stanley, would you like to say something, please? Stanley, would you like to say something?
Hi, really?
Yes, you okay?
I'm good. Trust me, this topic is very nice, but I really don't understand what is happening in Zambia, whether it is an animal farm kind of thing, we don't understand.
Yeah. And the thing is, with Zambia, there's always something. Like, we have more entertainment from the political arena more than even the entertainment industry in Zambia. We have enough.
So what I was saying is,
no, it's fine. You can carry on. We can carry on. Just
okay. What I was saying is, I don't know if this is kind of an animal farm politics that we have, because we feel Zambians are taken for granted.
Hello, Teddy. Hello. Hello, Teddy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, carry on. Oh, he's lost signal. I can have Andrew, please speaking, or Samson is no longer on the phone. And then read the comment from John's Facebook. John is saying it is illegal land allocation. If it is illegal land allocation, then how about those ministers, Mr. Speaker, Chief Justice, who gave themselves forest gazettes number 27? Those are the ones who must be suspended. So can we have, Grant is back. Can we have Samson say something? Samson.
Yeah, if you call them,
how are you, Mr. Samson? Mr. Samson is still on the phone. Can we have Andrew speak? Yeah. Can we have Andrew speak?
Okay, good evening.
Good evening. Hello, how are you? Good evening.
Fine, thank you. I think, yeah. Back, it's home, Zambia. I think there will be no anything that will, sorry. will be not anything that will entertain us now, as we are seeing now. The only hard work people are being suspended for nothing, relieving those people who have a fair life in Zambia. So I think it's our time as a youth, we are able to monitor and to see what is happening on the ground. I think for me, I would rather to recommend our mayor for being loyal, and all the councillors, let them remain loyal, as we are also monitoring this issue, so that at least we can choose the right readers at the right time. Let's just wait. I think we are remaining with a few months to go. I thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for your contribution. Andrew has insisted on, us picking on the right leadership. Thank you so much. Can we have Bartholomew to say something, please?
Okay. All right. Thank you. I think I wanted to say something concerning us as Zambian. I think we have a very big problem when it comes to the political issues. I think we need to really be objective when we're dealing with such issues, because these are serious issues. Lives depend on the issues that are going on right now. So we need to really take these things seriously. I think we need also to take time to go through the constitution, because I believe a lot of people are not really acquainted with the constitution. So they don't know most of the times when things happen, they don't know what to say, they don't know where to run to, and they don't know what to do in most cases. Because, as you have seen, a lot of people are talking about issues, and it's clear that they don't understand what is going on. They don't have an idea. And if people don't know what they are doing or what they are talking about, they don't know even who to choose. How can you pick a leader when you don't know what they are supposed to do for you? So we need to understand why we are choosing these people. Because from the inception, I think we can all agree that the decision that we made wasn't okay. If it was, we would have had a different result right now. So it's because of the decision that we made a few years ago that is the reason why we're experiencing the things that we're experiencing right now. So it's up to us to take full interest in the things that are happening so that we can make a right decision when the time comes. Because if we are going to continue to just talk subjective out of our emotions, we cry, we insult people and everything, nothing will change. We'll continue singing songs and we'll continue dancing, and we'll always have the same results. Like they say, insanity is just doing the same thing and expecting different results. So for us to have different results, we have to do something about our current situation right now. We need to speak up, and we have to talk subjectively. We need to say things that we understand. Let's not just make noise for nothing. Let's make sure that we study and understand what the whole thing is about, so that when we speak, people will be able to listen from us. So I think that's what I had to say.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I was just trying to read comments from both. What has happened is I shared on my YouTube, on my community tab as well. So I want to just read a few comments. Your contribution is obviously valid. A lot of people are not happy too, gentlemen. Yes, KAMGOMBE. We share the person that is popular, obviously, but we are talking about both KITWE and LUSAKA. So we're not putting anyone aside, but we're putting both Mr. KAMGOMBE and Sampa. And where one can say those two mayors are able to decide between good and evil. Obviously, the current government won't like them. And for me personally, if I was Sampa, I would just leave. Because Sampa has been put in a position whereby he's been made to apologize for doing good, and now he's suspended for doing good again. And the next thing, he will have allegations which he won't be able to run out, from. So it's quite a challenge. I know this is survival, this is the only income these guys have, but they can try to stand on the truth and do other things, by helping the community, even forming NGOs. These guys are well recognized and they're credible. People will support them all over the world. Okay, can we have our lady say something, please? Is it our lady or our man? Because people are using my name now on this live stream. Can we have Lily say something, please? Oh, we've lost Lily. People are using my name. Men are using my name, Lily Botams. Okay. How are you, Conrad? Hope you are fine today. Let me read a few comments. Lazarus Kunda Chubuya says councils have elected councillors and their mandate is from the people, not a minister. So the minister has no authority to suspend councils. So I don't even understand why Sampa has been suspended by a local government. Okay, if you can just speak briefly before we
I am
fine. Carry on.
Yeah, if you can say something.
Carry on, yes.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I wanted to clarify. Yeah, I wanted to clarify. Yeah, I wanted to clarify on the point where one was saying the minister doesn't have the rights. He actually has the power to do that. What we are actually not happy with is the manner it was done, because we feel like those people were not supposed to be treated that way. If you go through the constitution, actually you find that the local government minister has the power to do that.
Okay, thank you for that correction. Yeah. Briston has come back now as Briston, not Lily.
Oh.
Hi, Briston, how are you? And please turn off
Fine, thanks. How are you?
the background, please. Isn't that one? You came as Lily. Yes.
Hello. Hello,
yeah,
I can get you.
Speak. We can hear you. Yeah, you can say what's your contribution?
This is hello, I can't get you, please.
Yeah.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear. Oh, he can't. Yeah. Okay.
Can I just come in?
Let's have. Yes, come in, and we have Samson coming on board and Juwayne. So, hold on, because I know, Conrad, you have enough data where you are. Let me allow these people who don't have enough data to come on at least for a bit. Yes, because they've been losing signal. How are you, Juwayne? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Lily. How are you? I'm
fine, thank you. And we have Mr. Samson as well. Mr. Samson, do you want to speak first or you want to allow Juwayne to speak first?
Hi, Lily. Juwayne can speak first. I'll come in also.
Thank you.
Juwayne, how are you? We're in the same country.
I'm happy. The moment I heard that, wow, I smiled. That's what we need. We need more of you guys to come in and support. Okay.
I've been on ground for some time now.
No, that's good. Good. Looking forward to meeting.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely.
First, thank you. First and foremost, I'll start with the biblical aspect with what is happening. God says when the evil ones rule his people, the righteous ones suffer. That is a fact we cannot run away from. We do not understand the situation, but always God says when his people are ruled by people that do not have regard towards God, his children suffer. A good example is given with what happened during the kingship of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was chosen by God's people or by God himself. In the long run, he drifted away from God's counsel. during his reign, a lot of God's children suffered at that time, to a point whereby, in as much as Nebuchadnezzar was told by God's prophets of the right way to take, he refused it. What happened at the end of the day? He was turned into an animal made to eat, you know, the roots. He was turned into an animal. That is what happens at times when the unrighteous rule God's children. Secondly, where there is no the fear of God, there is always one aspect that comes in. When God's children complain and cry for long, he brings confusion amongst the people that is not in support with. At times we can be seeing what is happening at the moment, the confusion that is happening, without realizing that some of these are God's ways, because it is time for him to say, enough is enough. My children have suffered for long. Hence, I need to deliver my children. At the end of the day, he brings confusion within their territory. So some of these things that might be happening, they might seem strange to our eyes, but to God, it might be God's plan. It might be God's plan. Secondly, one thing that I've noticed, which you might concur with me, is that PF doesn't treasure people that have got integrity and who are intellectuals. Sampa has been fought several times because of the good deeds that he's been doing. Another person I'll give an example is because of his intellectual, KBF. KBF is no longer part of the PFY. This is the man that would oppose certain things that are wrong. He stands up and says things are supposed to be A, B, C, D. Where is he? He's no longer part of the regime. That is what has been happening. People that are wrongdoers in PF are worshipped. They are treated as gods. We've got a lot of examples of wrongdoers who are still in their position. Most of them we've complained. He's attending court sessions as a minister. He's mobilizing cadres to go and disturb the regal procession. All those are wrong things. Amidst the challenges of coronavirus, we find ministers are the ones that are mobilizing people, not even feeling for those people to say tomorrow if they have the disease and they die, what happens with their family? They don't feel for anyone. You see that? We have Sampa, who was going door to door, giving people masks, which the government could not do that. We had Bowman. Bowman beat up people for not putting on the masks that he did not give them. We had Sampa, who gave masks to people without, at a time they never had, and comforted them. He cried with us. He felt our pain, and he was able to give free masks. He was able to give free food to people. And that is what God says. At a time when I was angry, you fed me. At a time when I was angry, where were you? At a time, Zambian people were angry and needed assistance. They were being beaten by the minister. You see that? So this is a person that has always stood in the gap of the Zambians, who is now being pushed away from his ministry. The question now, which brings fear into me, is when he's brought back, is this a way of silencing him or punishing him to a point where he will be able to bend towards their desires? You see that? Even the other mayor in KITWE, it is a similar situation. These are hardworking people. These are people that we need in this institution. If there was any wrongdoing in the council, the first step the minister was supposed to have done was to invite these people and address their concerns. Amidst addressing the concern, then ask them to say, we are going to engage in a team that will be there to investigate the following. If not, let the leaders of the council or the mayors engage in teams to investigate the illegal allocation of land. If they fail, it is at that point when an issue is supposed to be escalated to the minister, because to every discipline or every case, there is a procedure and there are levels. So why should the level be jumped from the grassroots to the overall, the minister? Because reaching the minister is equivalent to reaching the president. You see that? And for the minister to make that decision, meaning it has been approved by the president, because a minister can never make a decision without the president having a consent. You see that? So these are some of the areas of concern which has to be taken seriously. Why is it that the person who's been advocating for the poor Zambians is being punished? The question is, who will advocate for the poor Zambians? Who will advocate for those that are being mistreated by the foreigners? There won't be anyone. You see that? So we really need, this is an eye-opener to every Zambian. It is high time that we said enough is enough, and bringing a different government that will lead Zambia to righteousness and prosperity, because we've had enough. Enough is enough. We cannot condone what is currently happening. In as much as this is also happening, we shouldn't forget that when evil terrorizes, a family, a family or an institution, the Bible says righteousness and evil cannot mingle. We can never find righteousness from the current regime over what has been happening. You see that? So there is no justification to say, let's give them time. We've tested them. We've found them. God has found them wanting. We found them wanting as Zambians at the moment, because they fell to the river. So let's do the right thing by voting them out. Campaigning, if it means campaigning, we are going to campaign. We Zambians, we will campaign and advocate to our brothers and sisters that we need change, because there is a better Zambia tomorrow. Zambia cannot be ruled and governed by a small cartel, which is unfortunately, because now we've got smaller cartels that have been mushroomed in Zambia by the current leadership through empowering them with resources. That's why you find every day there is a cadre standing on the social media, attacking people that are speaking out for the wrong things they are doing. You find small cartels of cadres are rising up, attacking the opposition, attacking almost everyone. You see that, which is not supposed to be the situation. You can never rule through intimidation. You can never rule through, dictatorial ways of life. You can never do that. So we need change. We need change. Those are my few comments.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joanne. Obviously, we know that all the Zambians, most Zambians, we are crying. And for me, like I've said, the PF have just shot themselves in their leg by even suspending Mao Sampa and Mr. KAMGOMBE, because these are valuable assets to Zambia. In a nation where we're complaining about corruption, where even the president himself has complained about corruption, the people that are just, to corruption, and then they are suspended. People have lost hope. They have actually lost hope. Mubemba, how are you? Thank you so much. What would you like to say? Mubemba. Is it Mubemba? Mubemba Wakuma. It's your floor, please. If you would like to say something, please. Okay. Check on your sound. Your volume is off. I think your sound is off. Check on your volume, Mubemba. Let me add Lawrence. You're trying to sort the sound, please. And Mwale. So if we can have Lawrence, is it Mwale speak first? Mubemba, sort out your sound, please. You've muted your sound. So if we can have Mwale and Lawrence say something quickly, because you guys are losing your network. Can we have Mwale speak, please?
Okay.
Can we have Mr. Mwale speak? How are you, Mr. Mwale?
Fine, and you, madam? Fine,
Yeah,
fine.
good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, and I'm happy I saw you when you are going through homes that other day, and I was very much proud of you, madam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Today I've come through. I've been trying to come through many times, but always, and this program finds always when you have got no electricity. So today, as I was going to Katimamlilo, I just found to say you are live. I stopped here along Zambezi River and I started listening from you. Yeah, so
thank you so much.
Yeah, so now what is happening with Mausam? I think it's a disgrace to Mother Zambia, is what I can say. Also to the Kitwe mayor. Because as we can understand, this government doesn't mean well to people. Doesn't stand well to people. Yeah, because most of the time you are going to find that what they are deciding right now, I don't even understand if they have got somebody who advised them. Because things, the way they are moving in our country, by the end of the day, we end up as if we are refugees in our own country. They have put other people who are not even the owners of this country. Their fathers never fought even for this country, are the people who are enjoying. I'm going to give you an example even here. Yeah, we have got whereby Chinese who have entered on the ground in Katimamlilo. You are going to find that Wood is going there and by the end, you are going to and understand to say there is no way Wood can start going like that, going day and night without even making any accountability for those. Chinese are taking laws like no man's business.
Carry on. Oh, I think we've lost him on signal. Wow. I think we've lost him on signal. If we could have Irene, please speak.
And the government is involved in this.
He's still there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Carry on. Yeah, we've lost the signal.
We have got companies here.
We'll wait for you to come a bit later. Irene, how are you?
Are you getting me?
Irene, how are you?
Hi, Lily. Hi.
Irene. How are you, sister?
Hi, I'm all right. How are you? How is everybody on the panel? Obviously, I'm speaking from Scotland. It's a shame to hear what has just happened. It's a total shock. I'm in shock actually. I was at work and I never read the news. Just coming home to find. Well, to say the least, I saw this coming. I did see this coming because the PF government, to tell you the truth, they don't want to see anyone hardworking and as likable as the mayor of Lusaka is they think is standing in front of them while they are becoming a shadow of themselves. That's what the problem was. I knew this was coming. I actually, even the first time around when was told to apologize regarding the issues that happened with the things he talked about the Chinese people, I thought to myself, at that point, I knew they were just digging and waiting for something to prop up so that they can have a loophole for them to actually just dismiss him, because they are so scared of him. They are so scared of him such that each and every time they are looking to see what is going to do. Is there for the people of Lusaka. If to say the truth, if Miles had to stand as an MP even where he stood last time, he could easily go through easily. Those are the things that are actually annoying the PF. They think maybe is there to take their positions, most of them. Why is it that the president has kept quiet when actually the people who've been stealing from the Zambian people are still in their positions, and obviously investigations can't go on? They've been left in power. Why has it taken somebody else, a minister, to fire a mayor before they actually can even do any sort of investigation? This is what is actually confusing. So in this PF government, are some people more important than others? Miles Sampa was elected by the people. What kind of law has been used if someone else was left, like Chitaruchi Rufia, Chitotel, have been left to work with no problems, when in the actual fact they are the ones who've committed blunders, and they are the ones who in broad daylight have stolen from Zambian people, and the president himself knows about that. And then why would they actually go on to if anything, in the name of PF, I think Miles Sampa was the one who was doing a right job for them. Now that they've even just touched Miles right now, it's like just shooting themselves in their feet from where I'm standing. I don't know what vision the PF have. PF idolizes the people who are stealing, because from the top, from the very top, the man himself is so corrupt. That's why he idolizes the people who are so corrupt in their government. Because whatever we've seen, whatever is going on, people can see with their own eyes. And then somebody who's working hard, who has helped with actually towards COVID, where the Minister of Health was supposed to be in front, even helping the poorest of the poorest in Zambia to actually give sanitizers, actually give masks. It's the mayor who's been doing that from the donations that is received. While Minister of Health has received a lot of donations, and I don't know what they've done with all the donations they've received, even with masks, whether they've been selling or it's them to tell the nation about that. It's really, really, really disturbing. I don't know. I'm so in shock that I can't even believe what is happening, and I've lost of words. I'm lost for words actually. So this is just my observation, and I don't know what else can be done.
And the most painful part that we've observed as well is that when Dr. Chilufya was going for his court sessions, we've seen GRZ cars parked escorting him. And, people are abusing the resources of government to escort somebody who is being labeled as a criminal. Because, I mean, if you're stealing from Zambia, the Zambian government, you are a criminal, you are a thief. And, we've seen people parading GRZ cars at the courts and cadres parading there. And whilst other people are trying to campaign, they're being stopped. They're told there's COVID-19, this is unlawful gathering, but they are gathering at the courts. So everything that is happening, people are just observing and they're just watching. They are literally decampaigning themselves. Thank you so much, sister, for your contribution. Can we have Conrad to say something briefly? And remember, Irene, you can still stick around.
Okay.
Conrad, how are you? We've kept you for some time now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually okay. I'm fine, and how are you? Yes. Okay. This suspension for Sampa and the KITWE City Council Mayor Christopher KAMGOMBE is actually very bad because it was not done in good faith, and the government really, Jinka and Charles Banda, those honorable ministers, like, and the PF at large, the PF regime at large, don't really mean well for the people of Zambia. It's not necessarily about illegal land allocation, why this suspension has been done, but it's because of the recent activities that Sampa has been doing across LUSAKA, like closing bars and pubs, make sure that everyone observes coronavirus thing. And then on the part whether the local government minister has power to close, to suspend the mayor or not, I think this might not be the first time I have seen that happening. In 2017, in January 2017, when the late Wilson Kalumba was still the mayor of LUSAKA, and Honorable Vincent Mwale was local government minister. Honorable Vincent Mwale suspended LUSAKA, Ndola, and Livingston City Councils for the same alleged illegal land allocation. It's not actually the first time. Yeah, he suspended them for 3 months again. It wasn't the first time. I think it has been happening anyway. But this time around, this one for today has raised eyebrows and backlash because the government is seeming like it's practicing what we call double standards, I don't know in what criteria these guys have found Sampa guilty for illegal land allocation, alleged illegal land allocation. When, I don't know, because I can actually give an example of Chitalu Chilufya, the same Chitalu Chilufya. What is Chitalu Chilufya still doing when he is facing corruption charges in the courts of law? Right now, he's appearing in court. But Sampa is not appearing in any court at the moment as we are talking. Sampa is not appearing in any court. But how have they found him guilty for alleged illegal land allocation? And how did they find Christopher KAMGOMBE guilty for alleged illegal land allocation? I don't know, but how can they really suspend him without really maybe the court of law or investigations being carried out and it has been established that yes, indeed, there's illegal land allocation going on? I think, I don't know, the Auditor General's report has not cited any queries to do with illegal land allocation going on at LUSAKA City Council and KITWE City Council. There's nothing of that form. Sampa and Christopher KAMGOMBE have not been taken to any court to start appearing to warrant any suspension, according to them. And according to the same PF government, it appears like someone can only be suspended from office when they are found guilty by the court of law, just like they are saying for Chitalu Chilufya. But why have they done it on, who is this? Sampa and Christopher KAMGOMBE, when they are not even appearing in any court, they have not been convicted of any. Okay, why can, if they are suspending Sampa and Christopher KAMGOMBE in this manner, why can they also do the same for Chitalu Chilufya? Why can they relieve Chitalu Chilufya of these duties so that the due process of the law takes place and the man is cleared or found guilty on that basis? Why can they apply the same thing, just like they have done to Sampa and Christopher KAMGOMBE, to suspend Chitaluchilupia from office as well, so that he can be cleared after the due process of the law has happened. The reason why this is not happening is because of double standards and inconsistencies. We cannot be, as in Zambia, we are a big country. 56 years after independence is not a joke. We can't be run by a government that is characterized by inconsistencies. Today, they say this, the following day, the same mouth, the same tongue will change the goalpost and say something else on similar issues. Such a thing can't happen. Policy inconsistencies can never be tolerated in a normal government. Let me talk about this guy, local government minister Charles Banda. Yes, Charles Banda, this guy is a man who is supposed to use this opportunity as a local government minister to develop his constituency, Kapoche in Sinda. Even Sinda itself is just a small town. Like you pass through it just in 5 minutes, you're already out of town. Like nothing much has been happening. Like people have no proper access to clean water and etc. Like there's no proper water utility company there, like Eastern Water and Swarage Company has no presence in Sinda whatsoever to offer services of water and swarage in Sinda. This guy could have used such kind of an opportunity as a local government minister to bring such to his area. But absolutely, there's absolutely nothing that has happened. But he's a local government minister. He's busy frustrating other people's jobs like Sampa. The reason why all this is happening to Sampa, they are just frustrating him. They are fighting him for no reason whatsoever, simply because he's standing up to pubs and taverns that are owned by foreigners from Lebanon, Israel, China, and so on. Simply because he's able to face them, to face them like a bull by its horn.
Okay, let me
like something like that. But
let me stop you for a bit because Shamowa's signal keeps dropping. Yeah, like I knew it. His new signal has even dropped. Because I know he was trying to say, because Shamowa's signal is always dropping. Okay, you say something. You carry on then. Let me see. Shamowa is going to be back again, because I know his signal keeps dropping most of the times. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, like I was saying,
Yeah.
because
When he comes, I'll tell him. Yeah.
Because Sampa is able to face those foreign firms direct, like head on, to tell them that you guys, you are in Zambia. This is a country of laws. This is not Wuhan, but this is Lusaka, Zambia. We are a country of laws, governed by laws. You people have to respect our citizens here. You cannot be cutting hair to a Zambian at 300 kwacha. You cannot be writing prices of certain of your services in Chinese language when our official language here is English. Why can't you write some of those things in Bemba? Something like that. Because he's able to tell them like that boldly. He's able to stand boldly and tell those people. And the thing is that in as much as on the part where Charles Banda is failing to perform his duties, Sampa is able to stand up and do the things that Charles Banda is failing. You see? And they are using their powers, their high level powers, to intimidate him, to stop him.
Okay. Shamowa is back. Oh, frozen again. Okay, yeah. Carry on. Carry on.
All right, yeah. They are using their powers to stop him, to intimidate him. So
okay,
like,
hold on.
Kind of
hold on. Shamowa is here now because his signal keeps on dropping. Shamowa, how are you? Hi, Shamowa.
Fine and you, Madam Lydian Tembo. Oh, dear, Tembo, sorry.
Honorable. Honorable. Carry on, Shamowa.
Yeah. It's an option.
Yeah, carry on, Shamova. Oh, signal.
Madam, you don't have an option. Okay, if you can get me,
yeah, we can hear you.
We'll start
we can hear you.
Right, going to the left, not from the left to the right. I will do it opposite. Okay. First of all, my special advice, as usual, in case somebody never heard about my special advice, the special advice is that in 2021, when it's time to vote, please, I need everyone to carry a voter card and the NRC. Remember to carry your prepaid Zesco meter slip and the slip for Pick and Pay or SPA for the minimum price. So that in case the new song for Dandy Crazy, Boom, 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 has disturbed you, you know where to put your vote. Because we have discovered some people, they vote because of the song without knowing that the dance is only danceable when you are full, you're not with hunger. Yeah. So, coming from today's topic about mouse Sampa, I was personally, I'm so happy that mouse Sampa was suspended and put on bed rest for 30 days, according to no. Is it 30 days or 3 months? Yeah, 3 months, according to the investigation going on. I really enjoyed to see mouse Sampa going for a break, because it also showed me that we have a failed government. A failed government which shows they are afraid of some people. They are afraid to lose power. Those people have made them to be on those positions. They are afraid to surrender their seats. Let us look at this. We'll start from first target. And Koroma was 9 or whatever, who is known as Tasalung. Tasalung has got an issue with Mukula tree and land. There was no sanction, no anything, nothing. We have got the Minister of Land, the one now who has involved himself on the issue of Mount Sampa and the KITWE mayor on the land. We have got issues in Zambia about Mukula tree. These people, they have never talked about Mukula tree. All they know is sharing land. Who owns this land? Who are we going to give a license so that we can get this land and give us a certain amount of money? For example, foreigners are getting land in Zambia, which is not in their right and which is not in the Zambian constitution to give a land to a foreign. They are getting land for free, enjoying all life in Zambia. Prime Minister of Rwanda, we have seen a minister, Maria, removes a phone or anything on media. They have never even stepped down that ministry. We have seen people like when Dr. Chiluteshalo, they are on cases of being in the system of money laundering on investigation issues. They have not been on any, no, take a pause, we need to investigate. Why? They know. They can't give them a break. We have seen so many attacks on North Sampa. Of us, we know why North Sampa is being attacked. So it's a good job that North Sampa was given a 3 months or a day, which shows that the new PA, guys, what? They have a chance to step down and investigate them. But the MMD guys, those who call themselves the bulldogs, whatever they call themselves, they are not being fired. So I'm urging to all you. You have seen what has happened to Wawa. Has been Wawa. Because there's no way somebody who has got issues of Mukula. Let us look at things which are serious. When we go into details, when we have to, like, they have to bring down the data about the land. You found the land, maybe it's 20 by 20. They are firing some people, maybe 20 by 20, or they are putting friends on pause of a 20 by 20. But you have got people who have acquired this forest 20, forest 27 in Sibuyunji district, beating villagers, chasing them from their villages, taking them to the faraway places, and tell them, if you invite any journalist here, talk about this matter, you'll be beaten. And those who dared and did the same thing were beaten. Scripts, they are available. Videos, they are available. They have got people in somewhere. The army went there because of a certain the Mzungus who bought land. A lot of living on that land for years, but look at a Chinese man coming to Zambia, or whoever is an investor who is white or broad, comes to Zambia, age 25, and starts saying, this is my land, all the way from wherever he comes from, country, and come and say, hey, this land in Majopa is mine. When the people of Majopa are bigger than that, come out 2 years boy. So that shows Mao Sampa is under attack. So it's not Mao Sampa involved there. It's not maybe even the minister involved there. But there are some people who have been doing those because they want that position. You know, the way Mao Sampa has been doing things or has been working is working in the manner in which some people you can't understand. At first, without knowing that this man has his own strategy. Slow but sure. So whatever these people they are doing or saying, Madam Lee, I'm telling you, it's a fake one. They want to change position, and the change game which these people they are trying to do, it won't work. Let them continue to dance to the new song of Dandy Crazy, which is already out. We heard it's a flop. And those who are still enough go put dance to the song. As we didn't need something special. Those Venomous have helped people, like really helped people. If you remember that scandal for 5 is it 1 week ago about the Matelo MP and the Matelo Council, where Mao Sampa intervened. What did they say? They started like blaming Mao Sampa for getting into that scandal. And then today, just today, Davis Mwira has issued a statement saying the same MP has checked himself from the party. So it's like they have expelled that MP. So it's the one Pante Democrat. Yeah. So we'll be waiting to hear from other people what they are saying. But the fact is that yes, it's good they have expelled Mao Sampa. Let them expel him because he's just a mayor. Let the people enjoy them, those who are called the MMD. So Mao Sampa, our brother, our Lusaka mayor, your honor, go home, sleep. Let them enjoy investigating whatever they're investigating. Moreover, they are preventing you from COVID-19. Okay. These people have got COVID. You have been on the ground in Combons. We have seen how we were with those people. So for Mao Sampa, please continue what you are doing. for viewers,
Shamola,
in the under attack,
Shamola,
like this is now the 17th time we count to be attacked by this guy. So the guy has been working.
Okay,
There's
Shamola,
no way a fool can
Shamola,
insult a
hold
Zambian
your fire for a bit.
or lock Zambian
Shamola,
in a shop for 3 months, and then they don't go home because whoever is the Chinese is afraid that they'll bring COVID-19. They don't see their families. They are paid less. They don't go out. They have been in those storages. No kupyo, no kuka. But now Sampa intervened. They made him to apologize. So let these guys continue behaving like that. We have got those supporters who support anyhow. Don't just support because you like whoever you love. We should always Baba and dear father.
Okay, Shamoba.
He's not a father. So
okay, Shamoba. Let me allow
Mr. Tambo, can you get me?
Shamoba. Let me allow other people to speak. There's Austin while you're waiting in the background. Austin while how are
have a good night. That's what I wanted to say about Mao Sampa. Yeah, in short, let them investigate whoever is who and step down. And on investigation, we must make sure we investigate, including the president. He must step down. Yeah, we also must investigate the president of Zambia on the scandals which have been coming from Rwanda. We also must step down, and the friends, whoever is in any scandal, Syria scandal for males, step down. Whoever is who, step down. We don't need those people.
Thank you so much, Shamoba. Let me allow Austin Wale to speak.
Behaving
how
like
you,
that
Austin
or in the name of politics. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me allow Austin Wale. Hi, Austin Wale. How are you? Because the studio is full now. Hi, Austin Wale. How are you? Would you like to say something, please?
I'm fine. How is everyone? Hello?
Fine, thank you. How come you wearing a mask? Are you home?
Yeah. As an abiding citizen, I'm putting on a mask. How is everyone?
Okay. We are off.
Yeah, as for me, I just wanted to talk about this issue of Mao Sampa being suspended. Yeah, this issue is so shocking. I'm sure every Zambian is surprised and is shocked that this man who is seen to have been hardworking is being suspended. I think to the Zambians, this shows that PF have really failed and they don't know what to do. They are in confusion and so forth. Because as for me, I was hoping that they will attack ministers that Zambians feel they are owing so much to the Zambian people. And only to be surprised that they are attacking the ministers that Zambians feel are hardworking and they are really helping each and everyone in Zambia. So on this issue, I think it was a fast decision. They wouldn't have decided so fast. Instead, they would have taken their time, maybe even do it underground. Afterwards, when they feel they've got enough evidence to prove to the Zambian people that this person really deserves to be suspended and so forth, then they come out on the air or in public. So as for me, I think it's going to cost PF. This decision wasn't a better plan for them, and it will not win them any political goals. For now, I think I would encourage and I would appeal to every Zambian that when that time comes to choose our new leaders, let's choose wisely. For me, I think for now, let's try to change the entire system. I don't think it's the president up there who is supposed to be changed, or it's the minister there. For me, I think the entire system is not functioning well. And if we make a mistake of just changing the president and leave the system as it is, I think nothing will change. Because even as much as the new president will try to work hard, if the system doesn't change, it means we'll still see the wrongdoings, and things won't change for the better. Things will still be the same. So for me, I think when it's time to vote, let's try by all means to change the system. The system is what is damaged. Otherwise, if we don't change the system, we'll still be in the same days of today, just like we were in those days of MMD. As you can see, nothing much has changed. Most of the ministers are the same ministers we used to see during MMD. They are the ones we are seeing even today. We are hoping to see a PF that would work as much as possible, especially for me, who has always been a die-hard fan for PF. It's really a blow on my face. I regret voting last year. I mean 2016. I regret voting because I was hoping to see the best out of PF. I could imitate and imagine to say, Michael Chilufya-Sata left people who would follow his footsteps, people whom we taught politics. So I was hoping to see the best out of PF, especially with the big guys like Nechimba Kambwili, Hali Kalava, Guy Scott, and other guys. I was hoping to see the best because I was pretty sure that the big man had taught these guys how to go about it, especially that the big man knew Zambia very well, knew each and every corner of Zambia. Even development wasn't going to be that difficult because this person had the map on his hand and he was able to see where to start from and where to end to. So even as we voted for His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, we are hoping that he was going to follow those footsteps and he was going to continue where the big man ended. It is so shocking and surprising that he has turned his own way away from what we were expecting. And so I appeal to every Zambian that when this time comes, please, let's try by all means to change the system. Most of the systems have been damaged. Look at how the labor offices are working. You'll find that this time around, you can't go to the labor office and ask for help. At the end of the day, it is your job you are putting at risk. Because when those people go to find out why you are complaining and so forth, they won't consider you to say, how are we going to help this person? Instead, they'll decide to negotiate with your bosses. At the end of the day, it is you to suffer because you'll be sacked out of work and so forth. So most of these companies, you find that we Zambians are being mistreated, especially on the labor laws. They are not following the normal times to work. They don't even give overtime allowances. When they give you a pay slip, you find that housing allowance it's written below what is there. And how do you survive? At the end of the day, you find that it is these people called Chinese and other foreigners who are enjoying the wealth and everything that we are supposed to enjoy as Zambians. So for me, I think the system is not just okay. So let's not only change the president, but let's be mindful that the system has to be changed. And for the system to be changed, we have to clear from the councillor, minister, and so forth. Look at people like Given Luwinda. Given Luwinda has been Kawata MP for so long, but where is the development in Chilenje? Chilenje is not developed. And I was expecting Chilenje to be the best compound of all compounds because it's just near to the State House. And it's where the old State House even is, of which people would have been traveling from different kind of countries to come and watch this Chilenje, where the old State House is. But if today you come to Chilenje, it's a mess. Look at Mapoloto. It's just a a dirty compound that a very dirty compound that no one would love to stay in, but it is next to the old state house, which should be treasured. Something that we should be calling historical building, that people should come to watch and say, oh, Zambia is really a nice country and they've respected their history and so forth. But there is nothing that has been done. And looking at people, especially the youths in Chilenje and Kabwata, in this constituents of Kabwata, there is so much talent, especially the talent of football. But our minister hasn't considered that. At least they would have built things like, look at what they've done in things that they've done in Nasdaq and so forth. They've made those nice grounds. People are paying 250 kwacha per hour. So if the minister had thought of such a plan to say, since this constituents, there is a lot of talent, people like football, people love football, and it has produced a lot of national players, why wouldn't he have done something like that to make youth empowerment? At least you make those grounds here as well. You start earning money in such a way, you employ youths to oversee those places and so forth. There are so many things that I would love to talk about. Let me leave time for others as well to contribute. I think my last words is, please, 2021 is near. Let us vote wisely.
Yes.
Let us change the system. The systems are really damaged. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution, my brother. That was very powerful. I just want to read some few comments from Facebook. Margaret Peary said it would only be right if all those facing corruption charges would also be suspended. Everyone is concerned, why should Mao Sampa be suspended instead of people like Mao Sampa and Mr. KAMGOMBE? They have not been found with cases to answer. That's what she says. Correct me if I heard the minister wrong. They are just investigating. It's not fair to the duo PFT itself in the leg. Let me see other previous comments. Felix on Facebook says, may someone explain why Mao was suspended? What did Banda say when he was suspended? Caroline says Mao is just hardworking, and he's a threat to most of those lazy people. He's a real deal. He doesn't hands to act. Priska Mbongo says that that's how corrupt government works. To work hard, you become their enemy. This is a very powerful point. Amos Wanze says here one comment on the suspension of Lusaka City Council and KITWE. Edmond Lufwe Kelo says, Job well done, Honorable Minister. Mao was dragging Lusaka City Council down to this one. So Edmond is saying well done to the minister. So I don't know what others would say about that, because I think so Edmond join us on this stream. Okay. We can have it. Okay. Let's have Kudabex. Kudabex, how are you? How are you, Kudabex?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing now? I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. I know you've been trying for a long time to be part of this stream.
Yes. There's a little bit of feedback.
What's your contribution?
Yes, this is my contribution.
What's your contribution?
This is how my take is. All right, let me start like this. We in Africa, we've got one disease. The disease of Africa is the spotlight. Whatever is happening in Zambia, you cannot think, you can't say that, let me switch.
need sound. Oh, you can unmute your sound, please, Kudabes. Unmute your sound, please.
Is that okay now?
Okay, if we can have. Yes, yeah, please, yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying that the president are aware of that. Let's have somebody else. This is totally off.
Honorable Lydian, can I say something?
Yes, yeah, Walia, can you say something, please? Yeah.
Hello, good evening, everybody here.
Yes, thank you.
The network is poor today.
Yeah, don't worry, you can just speak, don't worry.
Yeah, I just want to contribute a few. We are getting worried day by day in Zambia. You have a minister who is appearing in court. He's not suspended. He's not suspended. He's appearing in court, and then you have the mayors and the council who are not even yet investigated, but they are suspended. What is the criteria which is being used by the current government? Even a kid now knows that things are not okay in Zambia, because it's more like they don't know what they are doing. I don't know if what One always says is truth, because you can see that there is total confusion. There is no coordination in whatever they are doing. How can you suspend an elected mayor? How can an appointed minister suspend an elected mayor? Is it making sense? It's not making sense. So, yes, must just we have to think twice. 2021 is almost here, so we should think twice when going to vote on that day. Obviously, we know what to do. Civil servants and the general populace, we know what to do. Because if we vote these guys back in government, it means another 5 years of suffering. Each and every Zambian must that. As you can see, you can't even see my face here. It's total darkness. You can't watch news, nothing. We are even failing to subscribe to these paid TV channels, because you can subscribe, but you are not watching. What's that? Just a wasting of money. So Zambians, including those who do not vote, obviously 2021 they will vote, because each and everyone is affected. Those who vote and those who don't. Everyone is affected.
Yeah.
So we have to vote. We have to
Thank
vote
you so
the next year. And when I was visiting Copper
Yeah.
Belt, Mulise ku LUSAKA muraisa ko Kopara.
Which part?
KITWE.
You may have been around Zambia, so
Okay.
now I've actually been on the Copper Belt for some time as well. But the thing is, Depitana Pitana, and at the moment due to COVID-19, obviously, but you can send me an email to a Panga arrangement how we can link up.
Okay, sure. I'll try. No, I've tried once. I did not receive the feedback. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello?
There's a number I've shared. My number is public now because it's a public number. As an honorable member of parliament, my number needs to be public. Okay. So you can try that number.
Hello?
Yes. Aspiring.
Hello? Can I say something?
Okay, yes. Hello. Yeah. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's me on the platform, right? Okay. My quick comment, as for now, is going to the every youth in Zambia. As for now, it's going to the every youth in Zambia. So what I'm trying to say, 2021 is near. We have seen the mess that has been happening in this country. So we have seen the mess that has been happening in this country.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Carry on, carry on.
So please, let's not forget when the time comes, because I know they will come. They will come in form of giving us money, doing what everything, so that we can vote for them in the next election. So please, let's not be enticing about all those things. Please, I'm urging all youth, because our democracy as youth are in your hands. Please, let's work extra hard this time around. Please, I'm urging everyone. I think that's my only quick talk about this one. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you so much. Can we please have Joseph, and then Mercy, and we close down the stream. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Joseph, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Hello. Yeah. I'm so much delighted to have actually joined this broadcast, and it's indeed an honor to be part of this particular discussion. Really, we are on a journey, and a very much troublesome journey that really requires so much critical and skepticism in as far as we carry out our actions. Okay. If we can look at the situations that are going through, especially in our country, all the calamities that are actually going through, we are going through, there are things really that we have to think so much critical as youths. We really need to come together and fight for what is ours. Okay. What is so much shocking to me is that is the way how some people are being dismissed. Actually, the way some people are being suspended from office, and how some people are actually treated as icons. They are like heroes. They are not to be shaked. They have got whatever they do, they don't see any impact to the society. Okay, they think their actions are good, but really there is so much decay, that they have caused to the country. Okay, look at if you can compare Miles Sampa and Chitare Chirofia. Okay, if you actually agree, of course, with me that I don't know if at all, since Miles Sampa assumed office as the mayor of Lusaka, and the honorable minister, Chitare Chirufia, the time he assumed office as minister of health, we've seen that Dr. Chirufia has gone through trials in court. Okay, and then comparing to the situation of Moses Sampa, surely between these two, we can clearly see who is guilty between them. But somebody who is so much hardworking, we can rate Mr. Moses as a hardworking individual, but the same individual is the one that is actually being pondered
so much easily by these people. Okay, so where are we going as Zambians? Where are we going? We've been seeing Mr. Sampa going through a lot of nightclubs here in Lusaka during this COVID-19 era, going through a lot of these clubs, closing down clubs. But this Chitari Chirufia, he has been out there just stealing money, doing a lot of illicit behaviors. And then he goes to court, he just comes out of court with the purport of clean hands. That's not the way we should live. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's call spade a spade. This is not the way we should live. Please. Okay? So as youths, I encourage each and every youth out there to actually think twice. Think twice. Let's try and fight against this government. Let's fight this government. Let's at least put people that have got new ideas in power, okay, so that we can see at least a better kind of government, a better kind of, we can have a better future, we can have at least that better future for the next generation that will come, okay? So for now, I have got a lot of issues that I can say it can take ages, but at least I've thought of at least if I can summarize as much as possible as I can. So at least this is all what I had to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. Let me just read a comment from Facebook. Henry Sikapizia says, it's not only in councils, but even some institutions. The audit report just published the funding from multi-facility economic zone employed an unqualified lawyer to do the work of a company secretary, and a non-runner car was drawing fuel, but no action has been taken. So a lot of things have been happening. Obviously, in Zambia, we know there is too much corruption going on, and Mao Sampa plus Mr. KAMGOMBE from KITWE as well, they've been suspended from duty. Patrick Piri says, this is just a joke. How can you suspend the mayor when Chitalu Chilufya is being investigated of stealing money? Okay, Doreen from the UK, she's a British that always supports our channel. She says, what happens, the mayor is a lesson for everyone. This is a very good point. What has happened to the mayor is a lesson for everyone. Have your principles and stand by them. Mao Sampa thought if he played nice, he would be a snake is a snake, not a pet. And that's just true. Like I said, if I was Mao Sampa, I would have resigned. The moment I was asked to apologize for doing the right thing by, going to Chinese businesses, I would have resigned. He needed to resign. So now, Doreen is saying, what is happening to Mao Sampa is a lesson. And we need to also talk about that as well. Let's have Mercy to speak on this platform. How are you, my sister Mercy?
Hello. How are you? Well,
fine, thank you.
This news is just disappointing, to be honest. It doesn't really surprise me very much. You could tell from the very beginning that anyone who seems to be working for the people of the country, they are, that is not PF attributes. It's not something that they care about. You could clearly distinguish between who PF considers to be good people or more important in the country, and that is the Chinese, including when they do wrong. So they can do whatever they want in Zambia. If we criticize them, then we are ordered to apologize, which is what happened with Miles. Now, the surprising thing is PF has had a lot of criticism on corruption, on not standing up for Zambians. They haven't had praise from Zambians overall in the last few years. So you would think they would jump at a chance to appear that they are for the people. So when Miles was speaking, I mentioned this the last time, when Miles was speaking out for the Zambians, standing up for oppressed people, it would have worked in the favor of PF. It wouldn't have necessarily been seen as, oh, it's just Miles Sampa who's doing good. Well, this is Miles Sampa and he belongs to the current ruling party. So the credit would have gone to them as a party. So I struggle to understand why they instead ordered him to apologize. The only thing that I can think of that's logical is because they are tied in these issues with money, with the Chinese investors, and they can't really speak because China controls everything because of how much money they have borrowed, which they have handled carelessly. And they've borrowed this money at ridiculous amounts of interest. And because they are careless with it, they haven't invested it so that it generates income or that they get returns on it. They've instead shared it amongst themselves, and they can't pay up when China comes to collect. So instead, they keep quiet and they start giving away ZESCO, they start giving away mines and other strategic assets. So we're left with nothing. So they're getting rid of Miles. I'm not surprised, because if you look at our president, the president of the party, he never speaks up. That is number one. He is silent on very, very important issues. He says nothing when people are struggling. He says nothing when people are stealing money. He says nothing on the biggest scandals that are occurring in the country. It's absolute silence from him. So now when you have a figure like Miles Sampa, who seems to be standing up for the people, because people get tired when you're too quiet. In the face of adversity, when you're too quiet, people tend to see you as a coward. So when you look at Miles and President Lungu, it's like total opposites. So there's one who's standing up for the people, who is seen to speak up for the people, who is seen to be working for the people. And the only thing I can deduce from that is that the president has become threatened. So which is why he would not oppose the firing or the suspension of Miles Sampa, because he sees him as a threat and as an enemy. So that's what those actions point to me. And the only thing that I would like to say on his suspension, you know, what happened? What is the reason why that's been given of his suspension? I mean, I did listen to the statements that were made, but very briefly, so I don't have all the details. But what I gathered from there is that they're trying to clean up, or that the things haven't been working properly. So my question is, where have you been? You know, you've been sleeping for a long time. Is this the only time that you're noticing that some things are not working properly in the country? So this is when you're trying to work because we're close to the election. I mean, there's nothing that the current government can do that's going to transform Zambia between now and the next election. So all you're going to see is one ridiculous act to another. That's what's going to be happening, because they are in a state of panic. The people are awake. They are frustrated to the point when they see leadership which never stands up for them, which is constantly silent, they have no alternative but to boo. You know, they're not even using words because they are that frustrated. And when you have young people being intimidated because they're walking around with certain merchandise which represents a different party, that is their right. You cannot dictate to anyone which party they should go for. The point is, we are Zambians. We can vote for whoever we want. We can support whoever we want, and we shouldn't be intimidated. So this shutting down of voices, it really doesn't sit well with me. And so the suspension of Miles, it doesn't make any sense to me. And my question is, why are you doing this now? The so-called cleanup. It's too little, too late. You know. In my opinion, they're trying to turn around things quickly. This is what they should have been doing 10 years ago. This is what cleaning up the country is what they should have been doing even 5 years ago. Let's say they failed 10 years ago, maybe even go back 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, but they've done nothing. And on scandals that are occurring now, our leader has said nothing. So if you can't even speak, that is a really, really big problem. If you cannot stand up, I don't know what's so difficult. When a foreign investor commits a crime, this is your country, you know, it's a country of laws. What is so difficult about telling those investors, you know, they cannot break the Zambian law? If they break the law, they're going to be tried, and you know, they will be locked up in the end. What is so difficult about doing that? It's not like you don't have any guidance. You've set up laws that should guide you. If you break them, you know, you have to do the time. You know, those are the rules. So I cannot understand what the difficulty is, what the struggle is, even including when we go and start talking about people's rights, like women, the disabled. I don't see why they're not able to guarantee those rights. I don't see why they have to be pushing for things like Bill 10. If you already have things written into law, you've not been able to enforce that. How are you going to then have powers all of a sudden because you've had Bill 10? How's that going to be the thing that pushes you to make sure that you guarantee people their rights? So there's a lot going on in this government that is very, very wrong. And people, when you're voting, you need to vote wisely. When you look around at the things that they're doing, it's the opposite. It's completely abnormal. You know, you don't even have to be a genius to be able to visualize or to work out how these things are happening. When you take the situation of Dr. Chilufya, you know, who's been implicated in a scandal, who's allocated money carelessly. Yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to steal for that to be a crime. Carelessness with public funds is a crime as well. It's just as wrong as stealing. You know, people, when they are entrusted with these assets or resources which belong to the public, which belongs to the Zambian people, they are not in those positions of power to be mismanaging the resources. So mismanaging resources, allocating resources carelessly, not safeguarding those resources is just as bad as stealing. So I really don't get why this person, Dr. Chilufya, is walking around like there's nothing wrong, why he hasn't been suspended until he is cleared. Something like suspension has not even been considered. He can go into parliament. He can carry on as normal. You know, it's just another day at the office, like he's not being investigated. So I see there's a lot of issues with this government, and they will continue to panic because they never had plans, and if at all they did have those plans and they were ineffective, we also are to blame. We never really pushed to scrutinize that, and we need to continue pushing that. It's something that I repeated last week on everybody in opposition. Make sure that you bring your voices out as the youth and ensure that these leaders who want you to vote for them, that they speak to you. That mustn't stop. You know, regardless of who it is, you need to make sure that the plans are communicated to you and that you have a chance to examine them, because it's the only way that you're going to know which policies are going to affect you and which policies are going to work in your favor as a Zambian person. So you cannot be complacent. You cannot just sit and expect people to come to you. Go to their websites. You know, these parties have websites. Check what they have published in there. Is there anything that is shown in there, or any proposed policies which are going to make your life better as a Zambian? Is there anything that is mentioned there about fair treatment of all citizens? Is there anything that is mentioned there about standing up for Zambians who are oppressed? Is there anything that is mentioned about education and how that will be improved? Is there anything there that is mentioned about Zambian people who are vulnerable? They cannot take care of themselves, like they've lost their parents, they can't go to school anymore. Is there anything in there? Are there any plans laid out for you which you can examine to ensure that you're happy with them before you go to the polls? So you need to push for these things. If no one comes out and speaks to you, go to the websites, go to Twitter and check what is being mentioned there, and then you need to be able to make your decision. Because I've noticed there's a little bit of reluctance from leadership in addressing us. This is not just in the current government, it extends to the opposition as well. The visibility is not there. So the presence of opposition needs to be stronger. You know, they owe us an explanation, as in the policies that they intend to bring, because clearly it is clear, the message cannot be clearer. We are frustrated with the current government. There is no doubt about that. There's no question about that. The frustration is there. So what we are looking for is something new. And we need that communication to come through and for us to be told this is what we're going to do for you if at all you do choose to vote for us. So do not relent on that. As much as you criticize the current government and their failings, also you have a responsibility to examine those that want to come into power and what it is that they want to do for you, because that's another way to educate yourselves as well on what different political parties stand for. So coming back to the suspension of Miles Sampa is very disappointing. The only thing that I can learn from this, because I do like to look at things and ask myself, what is it that this communicates to me? To me, this communicates that this government doesn't stand for the people of Zambia, that this government does not support people who are standing up for Zambians, that this government will shut down anyone who is standing up for Zambia. So if you need an example, there you go, Miles Sampa, he's gone. So you don't need anything much clearer than that. So that is what I wanted to communicate. So do not give up, research, discuss, examine, and then make your decision in the next, the next election. Yeah, so that's my contribution.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We've had Irene, Messi, Joanne, so many people from all over joining us on the stream. And Messi is always all in, says, stop talking in diaspora and link up to work on ground. Organization is important. All in, me, I'm on ground. Messi will be joining me soon as well. And
Amen.
Yeah, so it's important. It's important that we work together as a team.
Don't worry, really. We'll be coming very, very soon.
Yes. Yes. Lazarus, Jerry, how are you?
Fine, and how are you, madam?
Fine, thank you. What's your contribution before we end this stream? What's your contribution, please?
Hello?
What's your contribution, please?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your contribution,
my first question,
please?
Lillian. No, I want to ask you a question first before my contribution, please.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm listening.
Yes, the network it seems is bad, eh?
Yeah.
What is the meaning of this topic? And what is the teaching to the public? That's my first question.
What's the meaning of this topic? What's the teaching to the public? Well, basically what we do on this...
What is this topic?
Yeah.
Yeah, to the public.
Yeah, the meaning of the topic is we are talking about the KITWE mayor, Mr. KAMGOMBE and Mr. Miles Sampa being suspended. Why have they been suspended? We are looking into the matter. That's what we're looking into. And then people are bringing in other issues as to why they feel, Miles Sampa has been suspended. As for the KITWE mayor, nobody has even said anything against him that maybe he did this or that. So the suspension, everybody saw it coming. Lots of people have commented because of what Miles Sampa has been doing.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, seems the network is... Yes, please, I'm getting you.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, can you speak, please?
Yes.
Can you speak, please?
Now.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Now, there's no way attacking government in such a way whereby you yourself, as a sparring candidate for UPND, you are supposed to go direct to the minister who suspended the Miles Sampa and ask him a question: why is he suspended Miles Sampa? Instead of attacking the minister on the media, you have the right to go there.
Nobody is attacking anyone. people know this live stream and how we discuss on this live stream. So if you are a cadre, you've come to make noise, I'll ban you from my studio. Okay, who else? Yeah, please, Mr. Kwachangwe, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I mean, it's shameful, really, that we have a very, very trustworthy man who's been suspended. You know what? In a way, I'm happy that he's out of the pack. I wish to maintain his integrity, he had resigned when he was forced to apologize for the way the Zambians were mistreated by the Chinese. I think that we really saw. I think the Zambians are not foolish. They really saw that he was really pushed into that to apologize. That was very humiliating for him as a mayor, and we know how that reflection was reflected in China, you know. And I think for me, as much as it's bad that Mao Sampa has been suspended, I would have loved him to resign from the very day that he was told to apologize, because he's the only man. He's the only man who has proved that he has the interests of the Zambian people at heart. And I think the only sad thing that I may say is that it is sad that the government is taking the Zambian people for granted, as if we are not interested in the welfare of the country. What is this old lack of transparency? Why are they not coming to the Zambia? Because the mayor actually represents the community. So if he's resigned, they should give us the reason why they have suspended him. But why are they so quiet? That's why I think it's a little bit disconcerting and actually depressing for many of us Zambians who are interested in Zambia, to find that on things that matters a lot, that touches the hearts and the soul of the nation, the leadership is not coming out to speak. And we're all concerned about this silence, you know. Why are they so silent? Why can't they come out? Because they are in leadership. They should be telling the Zambian people why things are happening the way things are happening. But this sort of just these people being fired just for the sake of being fired is not the way of governing. You know, in a very democratic nation, a transparent nation is about, you know, letting people know. The Zambian people we've been independent for nearly, is it 56 years now? I think the Zambian people are now mature enough to understand the political situation in Zambia. And I think as much as it's terrible for Mao Sampa to be suspended in this way, I wish he had seen before that and resigned. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, it's good for Mao Sampa. Yeah, it's good for Mao Sampa. He can stand on his own. I think the Zambian people can see hypocrisy. They can see injustice, see where injustice is done. And I think for too long, such kind of things have been happening. And I think now, as much as the government is not coming to explain why, I think we, the Zambian people, we know what's happening. So it's a pity that the people who are supposed to be suspended are not being suspended. The corrupt leaders who we've heard about, nothing is being done. But the people that have shown hardworking, the people that have shown commitment to the nation, are the people who are being taken out of the nation or out of office. So this goes to show. But I think I would say hooray to Mao Sampa, and I think he's a man of integrity. And as much as he's been humiliated in such a way, I'm sure the Zambian people will give him a good thumbs up, and whatever political party he will join or whatever ambition he will go to, I'm sure many people, Zambian people, will support him, you know, because they see, people can see the truth. So as a Christian nation, I think it's shameful that we call ourselves Christians and we lift our Bible, but there's a lot of hypocrisy, you know, and the way the government is behaving as if they are not even Christians, as they profess to be. So it's really sad. It's really sad that there's no real transparency, but this is indicative of corrupt governance. So I'm not surprised. In a way, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy that Mao Sampa is out, because I think it's good to just maintain your integrity and get out of the pack. Yeah, I know that from northwestern, every other parts of the country, I think they've seen Mao Sampa stood up for the Zambian people. Whilst, as Messi was saying, whilst our government have not spoken out for the Zambian people, when the Chinese have done things to our Zambian, no one has come out and condemned them. We've seen a lot of atrocities that have been done to the Zambian people. Nothing has been spoken about. So I think for a man as Mao Sampa, he can go out with his head up, knowing that we as Zambians, we support him, whatever course that you take. I think I'll give him 100%. So I'm happy. I'm happy in a way. That's really my contribution. Yeah, because I think the politics of old days of Vatata, of begging the elders when they're not doing anything, that politics is long gone. I think the young people now see what really matters. No, we want proper education. We want proper health sector. We want jobs, and young people can see. So, hooray to Mao Sampa and wish him the best. That's my contribution, really. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Obviously, we know that, this live stream, we always talk about things in order for us to learn and educate ourselves. And to be honest, I've learned a lot through these live streams. What people come and discuss on this live stream is very, very powerful. It's unfortunate that Mao Sampa and Mr. KAMGOMBE, the KITWE mayor, both of them have been suspended and their offices have been suspended. And I know that most Zambian councils haven't been paid. The workers are complaining. I've received many complaints, particularly from LUSAKA City Council and those working in Chipata and other places. So suspension, will it affect payments of people? Their salaries? There's a lot at hand. And obviously Mao Sampa, being the head of LUSAKA City Council as a mayor, who will be running his office and the duties of a mayor. So many things, we can ask, so many questions we can ask, as well as what is also going on the Copper Belt as well. So thank you so much, Mr. Kwachangwe, for your contribution. And Mr. Kwachangwe is the one who sponsored this live stream for the month and has been very supportive. From the time I told him I was coming to Zambia, this man has been a blessing in my life. And I just want to thank you, sir, for your blessing. He has blessed me beyond words, and I wanted to acknowledge you on this public platform, because sometimes people may just be assuming that maybe I'm just doing things on my own, but I have people like Mr. Kwachangwe who are willing to support me financially, and thank you so much, sir, for your blessing. I am honored. And I know when
yeah, Lily, what I can say is that it's not only you. I think the thing is, the fact is that this platform gives a voice to the Zambian people. All the young people in Zambia, they need to have a platform where they can voice out to their grievances. And I think it's good to have a place where people can venture out there, whatever. We've got things, we love our Zambia. We've been independent for so many years, and especially for us who are living in the diaspora, we know what a country is supposed to be like, look like. We are not asking for an utopia, perfect Zambia. But what we are asking for is a Zambia where we'll be proud to be called Zambians, where we'll be proud to go back home and saying, I'm going back to my country, But as at now, when you see the poverty, when you hear people not being paid, when you hear people in Zambia, they don't have disposable income, especially with this pandemic. And if you have infrastructure that are failing, how do people survive? And we don't know what the world is going to be like. If the Zambian people are watching the news, the world is not in a good place at the moment, and we don't know what the future holds. So we need proper, transparent, caring leaders who have a nation's interest at heart. And because the world is changing, the COVID has proved that if you don't build up your infrastructure to the high standard, when things like COVID hits, it's a mercy of God. It's only the mercy of God. So that's why, I think this platform is for every Zambian out there who want to voice out, and it's good so that we can speak out. So that if the government can listen and they have the ears to hear, as the Bible said, those who have ear, let them hear, and maybe they'll do something. And that's just basically what it is all about. So it has nothing to do with this politics or this politics. Some of us, all we are interested is to see a Zambia where we can say, we are Zambians and we are proud of our nation. That's really basically the bottom line, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
And definitely, and obviously, you've always known that even when we have our live streams, we just stand neutral, because what affects me and you, it will affect us. That's why we keep on insisting on whichever political party comes into power, they should take note of the problems and the concerns of the Zambians. And believe you me, our live streams go very, very far. A lot of people are watching our live streams. Very honorable people are watching our live streams because they are learning from what we are sharing as well. Thank you so much for your.
It's high time. I think if the people are listening, it's not that we hate PF or we hate MMD or UAPND. I think what we are crying for is a new, different type of governance and political system in Zambia. This political system that has been run for the past, where it's very much inward looking, where if someone is elected in power, all they're interested in is their political party rather than the nation. What we are advocating for any political party that comes into power is to embrace the ethos of one Zambia, one nation. This inward looking of cadalism, inward looking of if somebody is the head of states or is interested in, is more about his enhancing his political part. That's not the kind of Zambia that our forefathers fought for. We want a political party that will bring about cohesion, that will embrace all the tribes in Zambia, they will embrace every Zambian so that they will have a voice. And unlike this cadalism that we have seen that has no respect to the rule of law, we need a country where there is a rule of law from the ground up. That's what we need to see. And that's how we build a nation. But what we have seen is not really good for our nation at all. That's why we are saying that as Zambians, we know we are living in an unprecedented time, not only on a political level, socially, internationally, things are not looking well. So it's high time that we built a system in our country that sustains life, that sustains well-being, mental health of our people. There are so many people in Zambia who have problems with mental health because they can't educate their children. Some youth, they can't get employment. They don't have disposable income, no health sector. As we are saying, some people, they don't know how they're going to get their salaries. All that has a mental effect. And if the nation is sick, where do we go as a nation? So that's what we are advocating for. We want a government that cares for the Zambian people, that embraces every Zambian and makes Zambian feel valuable and, be proud of being Zambian, rather than being ashamed of our own country. That's not the way it should be.
That's true. Thank you so much for your contribution. All In says we must create our own future. When we say we do not know what the future looks like, then we are in trouble. We must be in control of our destiny. The future is now, and it shall not be compromised. Thank you so much for your contributions. We will be live again. Let's see, in a few days' time. Yes, we will be live. Let's allow this live stream to be watched by other people, because we have some Americans, Zambians who are based in the diaspora America, that watch these live streams before they go to bed, or is it after they finish work? So whilst it's nighttime here, they wake up and they start watching these live streams. So I want to give them at least maybe a day or two in between for them to catch up on what we have done so far. So thank you so much, everyone. Any last words from Joanne, please?
Thank you so much, Lily. Appreciate. My first contribution goes to that gentleman who came on the platform. One thing, wherever he is, I'm sure he should be watching, that he should understand is this platform. One thing that I've always appreciated and that has made me to be part of is because this platform has got no political affiliation. When we discuss matters, we discuss matters based on what is currently happening, without any segregation. Be it the opposition, be it the government, we call a spade a spade. Going back to the issue of the council, when I heard of the minister addressing the issue of the council, what came into my mind was they are moving in to assist the council with correcting of monies from the council ventures where they correct money. Unfortunately, it's totally different. I would tell you, when you look at the bus station, just LUSAKA main bus station itself, the monies that are corrected by cadres, if the councils were given the powers to correct that money, it would pay off almost every council worker in LUSAKA. That has been done before. At some point, when cadres powers were relinquished from correcting money from those stations, a lot of money had been raised by the council for that particular month. Thereafter, the propagandas that came in, I don't understand up to now. Cadres quickly moved in and took charge of the bus station. They are still there because that has become as a source of revenue. They are getting a lot of money. I'll give you an example. Talk of LUSAKA Intercity bus station. That is where you find the people that are self-proclaimed commandos or commanders, they call themselves, are found. First one, Commander 1 is found there. Commander 2 is found there. Commander 3 is found there. What are they doing there? It's because of what they are benefiting. The Bible says where your heart is, that's where your treasures are. Or where your treasures are, that's where your heart will be. You see that? So I thought the minister would come in and say all the avenues where the council are supposed to be correcting money, we are empowering the council through Sampa, through the other mayor in KITWE and other parts of Zambia, that can you guys move in and get the necessary monies that you are supposed to get, than the peanuts that they are getting to a point where they can't even sustain themselves and pay workers. That is what we expected. But at the moment, all these avenues are being run by cadres. So why should somebody come in and suspend a person by virtue of land, which is not even directly connected to, because even the council has got IRACs. There are people that are in charge of land and everyone go and report to the mayor. So the mayor is the last person to be tempered, to be disturbed. You say that. So those are areas that we really need to understand. Why are things happening the way they're happening instead of following procedure? So it is one of the reasons that gentlemen should understand why is it this discussion is because we are seeing how the law in Zambia is being unfairly executed. People that are not supposed to be punished are being punished. People that are supposed to be punished are still free, moving in the streets, and they are still being worshipped. Is this the situation that we need in Zambia? No, we need better. We can do better. The government can do better. These are people that have got the brains just like every normal Zambian. The only difference that is there is wisdom, because wisdom is given by God through the fear of Him. If a person doesn't fear God, then they can't be given wisdom. Hence, the failure, hence lack of the ability to put up the right judgment, because the Bible says when Solomon was given wisdom, he had the ability to put up the right judgment to every situation. Maybe it's the reason we are seeing the confusion that is going on around. However, to close up my contribution is we need better. We can do better in Zambia than what is happening. Thank you. Mr. Kwachango, how are you, by the way, sir? I'm all right, thank you. Your mic is muted. I can't get you. Okay, I can't get you.
All right. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? In a way, it's good. I feel it's great for as much as we are complaining about PF and their governance. In a way, I'm glad that is the way it is, because in a way, it has brought out certain voices that would not have heard if PF was not behaving the way it is behaving. The fact that PF is governed in such a way, it has allowed some of the voices that would not have been heard to be heard today, like yourself and others who've been able to speak out. But I just hope that PF will hear and understand, so that their legacy will not be remembered in such a way, because they also are Zambians at the heart. They, as much as they are PF, they are also Zambians at the end of the day. They will retire, like we have our father, President Kaunda, you know. He's retired, he stayed in Zambia, we still respect him. So I think for me, it's up to the choice for PF, what sort of legacy are they going to leave for the Zambian people? What sort of taste are they going to leave, especially our President Edgar Lungu, you know. What sort of legacy is he going to leave for us Zambian? What are we going to remember him for? Are we going to remember him as a leader who never spoke for the Zambian people? Are we going to remember him as a leader who spoke about corruption and did nothing? Are we going to remember him as a leader who just was more interested in cadreism and his political party, inward-looking leader? What sort of legacy is he going to leave us with? Is he kind of a leader that other young youth people look up to and say, I want to be like President?
Have we lost him on signal?
Yeah, I think he's muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll end now. Joseph says almost all the mines have been surrendered to foreigners just because our governments can't run them. God gave us copper to develop our nation. And somebody talked about, the comment is about the salaries. We've talked about the salaries before, and I've said it before that the labor minister needs to wake up from her slumber, because people cannot be paid. She's saying a person is getting paid 1,200 per month. And I've insisted many times that we need to have a minimum wage in Zambia. When there's a minimum wage of even 2,500 kwacha, lives will be better, because things are expensive in Zambia. Things keep on going up, but people are getting paid little money. How do they survive? If somebody's rentals are 2,000 kwacha a month and their salary is 1,200, it means they need to share a property so that they could survive. And that's not the way it should be. So thank you so much to everyone that has contributed. I have to close the live stream now. I have a lot of meetings tomorrow and all the days to come. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. See you in, let this live stream run a little bit. Maybe after tomorrow, I'll prepare for a different topic. And Mr. Joanne, you can send me a topic that you'd want to discuss in case of anything. And mercy, since we are in close contact. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Take care. Take care. I've had a long day, everyone. Today it's been a long day. I went for my photo shoot. Amazing pictures by DD Photography. He's amazing. We did some honorable pictures. You can check them out on my Facebook page. And I'm dying to remove the makeup. I can't wait to wipe it off because I'm tired. But all the makeup products on my face are all from Beautiful You Cosmetics, which is my makeup line. So the eyebrow, everything on my face, the eyelashes, all from Beautiful You Cosmetics. Thank you so much, guys. Fire, fire, Take care, everyone. We will see each other in a few days' time by God's grace.